If the Cupra Leon VZX was a little too hot hatch for you, well, now you can get this, the slightly warmer entry-level Leon V. Let's check it out.
Arriving close to 12 months after the local launch of its siblings, the new range-opening Leon V has officially joined the Cupra party as the most affordable car in the Spanish brand's entire lineup. Priced from $47,990 drive away, the turbocharged warm hatch was initially formulated for the Australian market, but is now being adopted in other countries. Key features for the Leon V include smaller 18-inch wheels and a detuned version of the same 4-cylinder petrol engine.
While its larger exterior dimensions mean that it technically sits in a segment above, performance in the Cupra Leon V can be likened to the Volkswagen Polo GTI, which is a smaller car, but that's because it uses the same 2-litre turbo petrol 4-cylinder engine, producing a little less power than the Polo GTI, but the same 320 Nm of torque.
Power is sent exclusively to the front wheels via a 7-speed DSG.
Inside, there are a few key differences between this and the top-selling flagship Leon VZX. For example, you don't get heated seats, but you do get a heated steering wheel. Like the mid-spec Leon, the engine stop-start button has moved down to the center console rather than on the steering wheel, and if you want full leather seats, you're going to have to pay an extra few grand. But the partial cloth seats aren't too bad at all, and overall cabin execution is well done, with soft touch materials throughout and decent storage. Copper accents are a welcome theme across the Cupra range. Every Leon variant gets the same 12-inch center touchscreen, which is clear and relatively easy to use, but there are no shortcut buttons aside from volume and temperature controls, which makes it a little bit fiddly to find things while you're driving.
It's good to see this entry-level car doesn't miss out on the big 10.25-inch instrument cluster found in higher spec Leon grades. Not only does it offer great graphics, it brings plenty of customization options too.
No changes in the second row, where there's still a decent amount of space for 2 adults and some pretty good amenity too. There's rear air vents with a temperature control function, 2 USB-C ports and a center armrest. All that's well and good, but I reckon it's time that we get behind the wheel now. Jumping into the Leon V straight out of the flagship VZX hot hatch, things feel a lot more mellow. The steering doesn't feel quite as sharp, the brake pedal isn't as responsive, and there's obviously a bit less power, so it's not as throttle happy as that car. You also miss out on that wicked exhaust which pops and crackles as you throttle along, which makes this car a lot quieter as well.
Even in detuned form, the more mellow Leon V still provides decent power throughout the rev range and never seems to feel out of breath, although its Volkswagen-derived running gear, namely that 7-speed DSG, still feels reluctant during low-speed manoeuvres.
And while it doesn't quite match the same pocket rocket energy as the VZ or VZX, this V is still pretty lively through the tight and twisty stuff, and it's plenty of fun to throw around.
On-road, things feel composed and balanced, with those chunkier tyres affording it a little more compliance on harsh roads. We couldn't match Cupra's combined fuel consumption claim of 6.2 litres per 100 kilometres, instead achieving a slightly thirstier result. In isolation, the lukewarm Cupra Leon V will be a great little hatchback for those wanting a premium-feeling car, but aren't so concerned about performance.
But if you're a hot hatch connoisseur, you'll reach the dynamic ceiling of the Leon V pretty quickly, and then you might just wish you went for the VZX instead.